Hi, hello, and welcome back to Kutti Stories with Ash, brought to you by Peter England, our travel partner Thomas Cook. Today's guest doesn't need much of an introduction. Is in the scheme of things, a tour of England. That's where he last played for India, and I'm right. That's where you last played for India.
Uh, Last played for meaning last part of the squad. Yes.
Last travelled with the Indian cricket team. A dream. But anyway, before we go into the show, I'll explain what this show is all about. I'm sure you would have seen a little bit. Even if you haven't, I'll explain it. The first round is Reminisce with Ash, where we talk about everything that's happened in the past. Then next, obviously, I'll ask you a gentleman's league question. Then there is DRS with Ash, where I'll give you an opportunity to review one of the decisions you've taken in your life. And finally, there's a free hit, which is a very light segment. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Shana has given us a few questions, so we'll go through that. Let's dive into the first round. Reminisce with Ash. Karun, the first time I heard about you was when you smacked Tamil Nadu in a Ranji Trophy final, and then you got yourself running into the Indian team. It's been a long time, Karun. Your beard has also gone grey. Mine has also gone grey. How has been the journey, and how was it back then, and how have we changed, right?
I think it's been an amazing journey. Yes, of course that match kind of put me onto a lot of limelight. Having said that, it was obviously a struggle to get there. Scored heaps of runs in age group cricket. Was part of the Ranji Trophy team for many years, meaning for 3 years, and I never got a chance to play because we had such a good team and it was hard to break in. And then I was always trying to learn each and every year from what others are doing, what are the good things they're doing, what are the bad things they're doing. So I was I've always been a keen watcher of what people do, and so those kind of those years helped me grow into the player that I am today. And you know that that phase was just about going out there and expressing myself and um, doing what I enjoyed doing most, which was batting.
Born in Rajasthan, uh, your roots are in Kerala. Um, you play for Karnataka. I don't know where you actually belong from. You're a total pan-Indian. There is a character in Tamil Nadu. It's called Pan-Indian Pandian. So you're totally a pan-Indian sort of a guy. Where do you now you play for Vidarbha, and where do you associate yourself from, or you would probably say I'm just an Indian?
Well, the right thing to say would be I'm just an Indian, but I think I would
No, but why
consider.
why did you have to go all these places? Was it because of your father's?
Uh, yeah, basically, my father was working in this company called Escorts in Rajasthan,
Right.
and that's where I was born. And then he got transferred to Bangalore as soon as I was born, within a couple of months or a year. And then we settled there, and that Bangalore's been my home since.
All right. You got your triple hundred, double hundred,
Triple
double
hundred,
hundred. Illa Karnataka, Tamil Nadu.
triple hundred.
Triple hundred. Triple hundred is your favorite, so that's where we'll begin. I remember that game in Chennai, 2016-17 season, right? 2016-17 season.
The
Correct?
Ranji Trophy one.
No, here against England in Chennai.
16.
That's where you are right now. So Chennai, you get your triple hundred. Your parents are here. We were having a coffee at the Crown Plaza. Now the hotel is not there. They're building an apartment. Um, what did you feel at that point of time? Because you had made your cut. You had waited for your chance. You took your chance. You grabbed it with both hands. What was your feeling at that point of time? How had you envisioned your cricketing career for the Indian team?
Honestly, at that particular point of time, I didn't have anything running in my head. I was just obviously happy. First of all, as a Indian cricketer, as a batsman, you want to get to 100 first. So all I was thinking about was, how do I get to that 100? And once I got to the 100, I was quite relaxed, and I didn't actually think. I was only thinking about where can I take the team and how can I, go forward. And then after the relay, like you said, when we were sitting and having that coffee, nothing much. I was just trying to soak in the moment. There was nothing running in my head as such. Obviously, envisaging my journey after that, I would have been thinking, yes, I've made a mark now. I might be, able to play a lot more. I'll get a few more opportunities, and all these kind of things obviously run in any cricketer's head. You're satisfied, you're proud of yourself, and then you're thinking about what you can do next. But yeah, otherwise there was Not much running in my head, quite honestly.
Because you've come a long way since. The reason I asked that question of for that particular day was a lot of things changed since, right? A lot of people who are watching the show, I must really say, before I take you through Karun's next part of the cricketing journey, I want you to understand that this is one journey that we all can learn from. It's been one heck of a journey, Karun. I must congratulate you on your recent triumph with Vidarbha. But that's not where we will start. 2016, 2016-17, you played the Australia series. Then there was a change of coach. Anil Bhai left, and then in came the new management with Ravi Bhai at helm again. You travelled to England. I still remember the tour. You didn't get a game. You broke your finger. Went out of the side. What was it like? What sort of a roller coaster ride was it? Because at one point of time, 8 months, 10 months ago, you were on the pinnacle of being at the highest point of your career. Can we call that the highest point of your career?
Yeah.
Okay, and then coming down a long way down that roller coaster, what was it like?
Honestly, I couldn't understand what was happening because after the 300 in Chennai, I went and after the Australia series, I think the next series was in Sri Lanka where in 2017 I wasn't part of that squad either. And from then on, I couldn't understand what was happening. Then I had to go back in domestic cricket, scored a lot of runs, and then made the comeback into the England side.
So I actually didn't remember this. So we went on a tour to Sri Lanka. I do remember that I was on that tour. I picked up a few wickets. You were not on that tour, is
No.
it? Okay, and what was the communication given to you at that point of time?
Again, no idea at all. I had no clue what was happening. All I knew was my name wasn't there, and I couldn't understand how it wasn't there. But if I look back and think that there's another one side of me saying that yes, I didn't get too many opportunities, but the other way I would also think is the 4 innings that I played against Australia and I got a couple of starts. If I had just converted those starts into bigger scores, maybe I wouldn't be in this position or had to have gone through that.
So you got a triple hundred, played 2 tests against Australia, 2 tests, or three,
Three.
3 tests against Australia, and then you were out of the team for a bit. What were you doing at that point of time?
Basically, figuring it out again. Like I said, I didn't know what was happening. Just figuring out how I should go about things and what I should be doing. Obviously, I was a lot younger at that time and couldn't probably control what was running in my head like I am able to do today. So basically, just a confused mind and trying so hard to get back that I think I just kept getting worse. But I had a great season that year in domestic cricket, and I was able to come back, like I said, in the 2018 season, and then again went back there. Didn't have too many opportunities. Was part of the squad, but didn't play. Then out again. So I went back into that roller coaster again of not able to understand what is happening.
Okay, I mean this is not a conversation that too many people can give a shed light on. You are on the tour to England. You made a comeback to England. You were there all the 5 tests. You played in the nets. I remember you knocking your thumb over in the nets at Trent Bridge. Was it?
Yeah.
You broke your thumb, and then you never made it to the team again. Not being a part of the team at all and not featuring in the squad after that. How did that make you feel?
Again, it's like I said, I had already gone through a little bit of that feeling in 17, and then
So
to
you
go
said headspace, right? Last
Yeah.
question. Sorry to again interject. You said headspace. What was that headspace? What was your mind? Because mind plays a trick on you. What was your mind telling you?
Mind was just telling me why, and what has happened. What have I done wrong? Have I done anything wrong? Because I didn't know if I had done anything wrong, and I didn't feel as though I did anything wrong in my own conscience at least. And just thinking about again getting back there. The day I came back, all I had in my mind was how do I get back there? How do I get back there? And ever since, that's all that's been running in my head. Yes, those few years I tried very hard, and it probably got into my head that instead of focusing on the process, I was focusing too much on where I
making a
want,
comeback to
yeah,
the team.
where I want to be, and that kind of spiraled downwards a little bit, I think.
Okay, you came back to Karnataka. I used to call some of your Karnataka teammates to find out how you were doing. I used to ask them, "What's Karun doing? How's he doing mentally? Is he fine?" Because I used to feel that you were a little, sort of shaken by what had happened on the overall instance. When you go back to Karnataka, the Ranji Trophy team, what sort of messaging did you receive from the team? What sort of support did you receive? Because you played for Karnataka, didn't go very well. How did that downward spiral go, and who was your pillar of support that you had to lean on?
I think there's always been a great bond between the players in Karnataka because we all played together from a very young age, and all of us made the grade at the same time. If I can say that. So there was always support. There was never anyone, you know, lacking that support. They've always said good things. They always knew the player that I was, so then I always have had the trust from the players in the Karnataka team at least. So to go back there it again felt like a family, and obviously it didn't have a great season, but that happens to anyone. I would think, and yeah, it's just everyone felt or everyone supported me, or there's like I said, it's like a family, and everyone was caring, and they knew what had happened, and they knew what I was going through. So they tried their best to support me, and they never put any undue pressure on me in terms of, oh, I wasn't scoring, or no one really came up to me and
Then why did
said
the switch from Karnataka to Vidarbha
that
happen?
took a while. I think that was.
You played a considerable amount of time, no doubt. I think you won another Ranji Trophy in the
I think we won not Ranji Trophy. We
Vijay
won
Hazare. You
a
won a
couple of
Vijay Hazare.
Vijay Hazares and couple of Mushtaq Alis.
Actually playing for India, scoring a triple hundred, and then leaving the Indian cricket team to coming back to Karnataka and being dropped from the Karnataka side, going to Vidarbha, winning a Ranji title, getting runs in the final, and being the highest run getter. Now in contention for the Indian Test side. How does that feel? Actually, how does the journey look? That's pretty simple, isn't it?
It looks it looks nice, but
It looks nice. You want to travel the journey again?
no, I don't want to be where I was a couple of years ago. Quite honestly, it was
See, look,
a
I think the reason I asked this question, and it's a very pertinent one, is we live in a position where a lot of people tend to complain about where they stand in life, right? Like, of course, I'm sure you had your own complaint segments. You had people who you went to and complained about. You will need people who will have to cushion it. But having gone through all that and coming out on the other side is something that people will get inspired about. So, if you had any such painful incidences which you had to borrow out, it will really help our audience if they are listening to.
I think at the moment, at least, I'm very grateful. Like you said, I've gotten past that complaining stage. Very grateful to be in the situation that I am, and I just treat every day as something that's given to me, and I'm living my life and doing what I love. So very grateful for that. And in terms of incidents, I would say, uh, like I said, it was quite a dark place. End of 2022. Um, Very emotional phase for me. I think the toughest time for me, even tougher than 18 or whatever, whenever that was. And I'm very grateful to everyone that has been part of my journey in the last 2-3 years at least. I've understood to value things. I've understood to value each moment, and just treat every single day as a new day.
You're sounding like a Sadguru already, Macha. Anyway, coming back to that particular time when you had to leave Karnataka, did someone reach you from Vidarbha, or you had to ring a phone, ring a call, pick up the phone and call someone? How did it work out?
So basically, in these months where I was just thinking about what to do, I didn't play cricket or any match for like 5-6 months, and it suddenly started feeling weird. Like I'm not playing anything. So I wanted to get out of home and go play, and I reached out to. I knew Canara Bank is going to play the DY Patil tournament, so I reached
Okay.
out to Bharat Chipli and Mansoor Ali Khan sir, asking if I could come with them as a guest player. And they said yes, for sure, because I had gone with them a few years earlier as well. And they said for sure. And then when I went there, I saw Mr. Abhay Kuruvela.
Right.
And I just, because I had known him from my under 19 days, he was a selector. And then I just went up to him and said, sir, if you could please find me a team, it would be really helpful.
So you had no team in your head. You just asked him if you can find me a team, it'll be great.
Yeah. And he said, yeah, it'll be done, man. Don't worry. We'll do something, and you'll surely have a team. And then within a couple of weeks, he put me in touch with Mr.
Vaidya.
Prashant Vaidya, and that's how it began.
Vidarbha has been a very resurgent team, Karun, in the sense that the amount of sample size of players that they have is not like some of the other states or anything like that, but they have a sound cricketing system. I still remember Harsh Dubey was here. Rajneesh Gurbani, I was looking for a left arm spinner to play club cricket in Chennai. And I asked Rajneesh if there was any left arm spinner. So he said, there's this boy called Harsh Dubey. Can you look? I looked at his YouTube videos. I called him. The guy came over. He performed really well. I picked up the phone and I said, Prashant, this guy is very good here. Okay, that's all you had to say. And the guy was playing Ranji Trophy the very next year. And today he's the highest wicket taker on whatever it is. I'll ask you about Harsh Dubey. But how is Vidarbha cricket as such run in comparison to some of the other states that run cricket?
I think they have a very successful age group cricket because they kind of win a lot of tournaments in age group cricket. I honestly am not sure how because I've not been part of their cricket for too long, and I have not seen what happens behind closed doors, what they do during the off season or anything. But I can say that they're very successful and they carry that mentality through to the seniors as well, because a lot of youngsters keep coming every year and they kind of are used to winning. You can see that they're used to winning and they want to do, and I would say they're like they work very hard. They come from simple backgrounds and they're very subtle in everything that they do, and they don't over exaggerate things or anything like that. So I think they're very, like you said, they're very what's the word,
Humble.
humble, and they know they have certain qualities and they just stick to that, and they don't try to go out of their way and try doing fancy things.
Right, you won another Ranji Trophy, but from a different state right now. And a tour of England is coming up. An India A team will travel, and then the Indian team will obviously be picked. Expectations can be very killing. Okay, what are your expectations out of what's left ahead or what's in store for Karun Nair as you move forward?
Obviously, the expectation is to get back to the test team. Like I said, that's the only thing that's been on my mind ever since. But I've, you know, gradually I've told in my head that if it happens, it's well and good. But if it doesn't happen, at least you've put yourself out there and you've given yourself a chance. So expectation would be to obviously to get in there. If I don't, obviously there'll be a disappointment. I would be lying to if I say it won't be disappointing. Um, Again, I don't know if what's in store after that, or if I do or don't make it. So all I'm thinking about is this next 2 months when if at all I get opportunities to score more runs.
Right.
Make
That's
sure.
why my next question is. You made runs in Vijay Hazare. You made runs in Ranji Trophy. You've been everywhere. People are talking about you left, right, and center, which gives me amazing amount of happiness that you're being spoken about at least. Uh, Now you're a part of the Delhi Capitals team, which is playing the IPL. It's one of the strongest teams going this season. Um, how does it put a first class cricketer who's going through the strides, for example, yourself, Dhruv Shore, you guys make runs for fun. And then there is an IPL clamor where a lot of people make runs and they do also end up getting opportunities because of the IPL performances. As a first class cricketer, vis-a-vis an IPL performer, being in the fringes of the IPL, how do you feel about it? What is your thought process on test teams also getting validated by some performances in the IPL?
I think my thoughts on it would be IPL performances surely count, like you said. Uh, and there's so many players coming through every year that you have to keep redefining your game to suit how that team plays. So basically, if you're always moving and moving teams, you have to keep redefining yourself to playing a certain way. And what I've noticed is there's so much competition and there's so many guys that who are so talented these days that can just come and tee off from first ball. I think that's where the game is going, and obviously the performances count. You're playing against the best players in the world, and if you can do well in the IPL, you can do well yeah, anywhere in the world. I would think at least. But I honestly feel it shouldn't be a yardstick to play Test cricket. So That's my honest
No,
opinion.
that should have been the first line of your answer. I mean, the reason I asked you the question was it begs to be defined, right? Like there is a bit of, if you recently look at Sam Constas, who's made his debut for Australia, plays a certain funky way, reverse sweeps. I saw him play a Shield cricket game that day. He just went, lapped the ball and got bowled and just walked off the field, much to the clamor of a lot of people calling it an absurd shot. I know the game is changing. I know the game is getting redefined, but somebody in Vidarbha, you're playing for Vidarbha, and a youngster that I'm watching, Danish Malevar, okay? Just to give you an example, watch out for this guy, but he's still the next generation kid, but playing cricket in the attritional fashion. He does play positively, but there's nothing that's out of the ordinary. So when you weigh that in, that is where my question begged upon about IPL performances vis-a-vis first-class cricket leading into Test cricket. So this is my question for you. The next generation cricketers playing IPL should get prioritized for the Test cricket or purely on first-class performances. Because a lot of people who play the IPL don't end up playing first-class cricket after that.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it should be a mix of both. It should be mainly first class cricket, and then if and when they do get chances in the IPL, if they can go there and replicate what they did in first class cricket and show that you know they are up for the next big stage, I think then it should count. It shouldn't be just that they don't play first class cricket and only play IPL and they do well and they get into Test cricket. I think it should be a mix of both, but mainly focusing on first class cricket because that's where the hard yards are put, and you play 6 months in different conditions, different surfaces, different teams, and stuff like that. So I think if if you can look back, I think all the greats of the game are all proper players. That's how I would look at it. There's no one who's been funky and fancy who's become a great. I think that would be. I don't know if it's a controversial statement to make, but I think
Look, I think you're 37, 38 now. Oh, sorry, that's my age. So at this age, to be completely diplomatic and staying out of trouble is going to be a different kettle of fish. It's not going to be easy. Your journey is your own, Karun. I want to just promise you that this is a journey that not many people can get through and come through on the other side of it. So you must be really proud of yourself. But thinking about it, when I got left out from the white ball setup for the first time, I went through a lot of mental trauma. Okay, I've spoken about it in the past a little bit. Um, your mental trauma couldn't have been dealt only by you. Did you receive support? Did you reach out to someone? How did you handle it?
obviously the support has been my parents, my wife, and now I have two beautiful kids. So other than that, I don't think I'm not someone who would reach out to people or I've always been someone who stayed within myself. And yes, it's been nice to at least have family around you, and to know that you have their support. Um, they they're they've always been close to me, and they've always given me the confidence, saying that you know you just need to keep working on your process, and you never know what can happen. So that's the only thing that's always stayed in my head, that when they keep reassuring you that anything can happen, few months can change your life and can go back to where it was, and these things kind of help you push yourself every single day and do the processes right. So I think they've been very important for me, and I'm like I said earlier as well, in the last 2 3 years I've kind of understood um, what I'm supposed to be doing, who I should have around me, and who are not going to be around me. So you kind of and I'm sure you would also understood this over the years, that who your actual close ones are, and who's not. So you get that feeling when the times are tough.
Now, when you do perform, there will be a lot of people who leave you a WhatsApp message. But when you don't, when you see the absolute silence on your WhatsApp, is when you'll know who the real friends are. Anyway, you play Test cricket. Let's say you probably failed on a few accounts. You probably succeeded on a few accounts. What are those things that you've consciously changed to be a Test ready Karun Nair this time around?
Quite honestly, technically, I've not changed anything. It's just probably I've understood my game a lot better, in terms of how in what situations what I'm supposed to be doing and all of that. I think a couple of seasons in England playing county games, I think, has really helped me understand my game a lot better, because um, the game is quite different over there, and to go there and adapt yourself as a Indian batsman is a little different, because the ball's moving all day and you
Can you take me through a couple of things that you do to be able to adapt?
quite honestly, it's just, I think, like I said, again, technically I haven't changed anything. It's just the mindset has changed, because when I played those, probably played 10 county games there now in the last 2 seasons. The first time that I was there, the only thought in my head was I just need to learn how to play in these conditions. Whereas when you're playing in India, you're always thinking about, oh, I need to score this many runs, I need to score that many runs. But when I went there, I knew it was going to be hard, and all I told myself was, it doesn't matter if you don't score any runs, if you don't get any runs for 50 balls, you're stuck on. Actually, was stuck on zero for the first 25 balls of me being in England in the first game, and I was wondering where the hell am I going to get even 1 run from. And that's where the switch happened in my head, um, that it doesn't matter if you don't score runs in a particular period, but if you can hang in there and you can, challenge yourself there and get out of that tough situation, I think you'll score a lot of runs later. And quite honestly, that's when I realized that there's so much more to my game than just losing that concentration there, or losing that focus there, or thinking about, oh, I need to be scoring runs and I need to score 100 here. Whereas just think about that particular moment and how you can get past that moment.
Cricketing landscape has changed quite a bit. I wanted to move on to the next segment, but you gave an opportunity for me to ask you another question. T20 cricket is the thing. A lot of people follow it. A lot more family audience consume it. IPL is a huge contest right now. But having said all that, you said you played 10 first-class games in England in county cricket. You know you're a real chance, or at least in line for a selection when it comes to India A or India going to the England tour. There is a county season happening right now. You didn't think about going for county cricket, or you said, okay, look, I've got an opportunity in IPL this year, I will stick on here. What was your thought process? Did you think about it at all?
Uh, Quite honestly,
Because the last 2 seasons, I don't think you got an IPL gig.
yeah. So what happened was, I think I was just in the mindset of, let me just take what's coming at me first, um, because I've had a good season and I've got an IPL contract now, and if I can continue what I've been doing in the IPL, where there's a lot more eyeballs, I think that would help me more. I thought in my head, at least, because I've already played 10 games of county cricket. I've shown that I can do well there. So for me now, it was, I've got an IPL contract after a couple of years. So basically, take this opportunity. If I do get a couple of games, try and show what you can do there and score some runs there. So that was my thought process, at least.
Quite a deep conversation. So we'll end it up with something lighter. Not necessarily lighter from your perspective. You were almost about to die in a boat drowning incident, right?
Yeah.
Quite the journey, Karun. Look at it. No? You could have not been alive. Then you played for Karnataka. Your father shifted to Bangalore. You played for Karnataka. Got triple hundred there in the final. Triple hundred. You got dropped. You made a stellar comeback. What was that boat capsize about? When was it? How long ago was it?
It was in 2016. It was just after I made my one-day debut for India in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So
So you came back to say thanks to the.
So basically,
God.
my mother wanted me to go and say thanks to the God for getting me into the team.
Which god was this?
Honestly, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Where was this?
It was in Kerala, and my mother is very religious and not. I'm not very. I just follow what she's asked me to do. So basically, there was this puja where I had to go in a boat, and then the boat leads you to the temple. And my mother was in the ICU that time. She organized everything, and she ended up being in the ICU having dengue.
Okay.
So she said, nothing, no worries. You go, everything is sorted. You just go finish this and come. So I went, and basically, you've seen those snake boats, right?
Where in Kerala was this?
In Kerala, near Alapi.
Alapi. Okay. It was on the Alapi River, is it?
No, the Pamba River.
Pamba River. Okay.
And basically, those snake boats, have you seen those spin boats in Kerala where like the race happens?
Correct.
So that particular boat, there was like 70 people on it, they're all chanting away something. I don't know what it was also. And we're basically turning into the temple, and the boat capsizes. And I don't know how to swim, and there's no life jacket. Luckily for me, I would say is I didn't go underwater. In that panic, I held on to the boat.
Okay, you're holding on
And
to a piece of the boat.
when the boat capsized, I fell and I held on to the boat in that panic. I don't know how. Luckily to me, otherwise I think I would have gone, because there was basically there was a lot of undercurrents and it was a proper flowing river. So, and I unfortunately 2 people lost their lives also in that incident. So yeah, from there I thought,
How did you holding onto the boat? Then you got some rescue boats coming in.
yeah, it was trauma for 15 minutes, or maybe it felt like 15 minutes. Maybe it would have been 5 minutes also. But I had already said my prayers and thanks to God when I was in the water, because water is something that I've always been scared of. And basically, when I can't feel anything on the floor is when I panicked. I can swim in a pool like one lap, and I even thought about leaving the boat and going to the bank. But then I felt, what
It's
if
too
I?
far out.
Yeah, it's too far. What if I stop in between? I won't be able to stay in one place. And then people are holding on to me and stuff like that, and there was panic amongst them itself. You can imagine how I was. If people who knew how to swim were panicking, and I could see that, and that led to more panic from me. And but again, my thoughts on that incident was, I had said my prayers, I had said my thanks to God for giving me whatever, and then from there on, it was just about
Thank you for my India debut.
yeah, please take care of my parents, and that's it. And yeah, from there on, obviously, life changed a lot in the next couple of years.
Right, okay, Karun, it's about time we moved on to the next segment. This is a gentleman's league question brought to you by Peter England. You played the IPL, you play first class cricket, you're seeing Gen Z of cricketers coming through. So I should ask you this question. What does a gentleman cricketer of the future look like, Karun? Is that the answer? Okay, that's the answer. So you get the answer. Can we
I
take
think,
this?
yeah, for sure. Sam Constas, I think, looks like one.
No, but what according to you, you watched a lot of seniors when you grew up, right? And then you've been a senior, and now you're a super senior. Now a lot of cricketers are coming through. How do you identify with them? Is gentleman cricketer a thing now, or
I'm not sure it's a thing anymore. I think there's a lot more freedom in whatever they do. Uh, they are free to say things that a lot of us wouldn't say, I think, and they're free to play the way they want to play. So I'm not sure gentleman's cricketer would be a term used in the near future, at least.
when you say, okay, I thought I'll give that question a skip after that, but you said they play the way they want, they say what they want. Is that a good thing, or you find it a little?
I don't. If I feel like if they feel in their head that that is the only way they're going to play, or that is the only way they're going to talk, then that's a wrong thing. If they can be adaptable to situations and change in their own way, then it's going to be good. But I've seen a lot of people who just think that this is my way or
The highway.
the highway. So I don't think that's going to be
Okay, just so that they can compare themselves and look for a role model. Who would you call an ideal gentleman cricketer? You can't choose me. You have to choose somebody else. You're not going to choose anyone.
I was going to choose you to
Okay.
make it easy, but now I have to think.
No, you can choose me then. It's fine.
I'll go with you.
Hey, Vananda, that's all.
Gentleman cricket, I would say probably Rahul Dravid.
Rahul Dravid.
Yeah.
Rahul Dravid, the gentleman cricketer. Makes sense, right? Okay. The next segment, Karun, I mean, I've largely touched upon the painful stuff that you had and also the journey, because it can be a real boost for the others. But this is one thing that I'll give you the opportunity to review. Okay, you never bowled. I think you bowled in an IPL game.
No,
One
I feel
over you bowled, I think, no?
No.
No, you always
I
ask
keep
me.
watching everyone bowl, but I feel so bad. Even Ishan Kishan has bowled one ball just now.
Yes, I saw
IPL.
that. Ishan Kishan bowled for SRS. I think if Pat Cummins was the captain, he would have got a bowling opportunity. Unfortunately, I was your captain.
Yeah, you
so
were captain, you didn't give
I
me.
guess Sarfraz Khan the ball, if you don't remember. Okay.
I remember all
Anyway.
of those things. Yeah.
Yes, you remember. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we can dive into that segment, because the next segment is DRS with Ash. on DRS with Ash, I'll give you an opportunity to review one decision you made, or maybe one thing that happened with you that you would change so that things can get better or could have been better.
One decision I made. What is something that I should change?
No, you should in the past. You can go in the past and one thing that would have been nicer if it was like this.
What I did wrong, you're saying?
Wrong, there is anything like see, now umpire doesn't give it out. It doesn't make the umpire wrong. At that point of time, he's made a wrong decision. That's it. It could have been somebody did wrong by you, or you did something that you could have changed, or you want to change. If you had the opportunity to take a time machine and go back there,
If I had to change, I would celebrate a little more in that 300. I think.
not enough, huh? Why? What did you do?
I didn't think I celebrated or enjoyed that moment as much as I should have. Like when I see how people enjoy this, enjoy the moment when they have it. That's what I've realized in the last 2 years also, that try and enjoy every single moment and show it. You don't have to keep it within you. I think I didn't show it enough, or I didn't value that moment enough, I would say.
You didn't value the 300, but you would have changed that and celebrated it more.
Yeah, or probably enjoyed it a little more, I would say.
Right. Okay. Then it's about time we moved on to the next segment. It's called the free hit segment. Okay. I've got questions which are kind of easy. You want to go through the questions, because you think a lot.
No.
3-hour examination, how you used to finish?
I used to finish in 1.5 hours and leave.
Write limited answers.
Write whatever I know and leave. Just had to pass anyway.
First question on the free hit. Your all-time favorite cricketer. One disclaimer, you can't say all right.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Sachin. Sure. Okay. Toughest bowler you ever faced?
Ravichandran Ashwin.
Hey, you got out to me, huh? When?
Yeah.
When?
In IPL. Against, you were in DC, I was in...
Hey, correct. You hit the short fine like you got out. Top edge. Okay. Young Indian cricketer you love watching now. Young Nala, you can't choose yourself.
Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Yashasvi Jaiswal. Why?
You asked me why, who you love watching. I love watching him.
Why? There must be a reason,
He plays the same way in all formats, I think. Meaning, I think he has a solid game.
Solid game. Okay, right. Favorite non-cricket sport and the sports person outside cricket who inspires you?
Favorite non-cricket sport would be golf. And inspires me, I think, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, huh?
Yeah. For all the comebacks he's made.
So you take inspiration from Tiger Woods, right? Okay. If not a cricketer, what would you have been?
I would have been an engineer, I think.
Seriously?
Yeah. My mother made me one.
Typical South Indian fella. Yeah. Okay. A movie you watched 100 times. Say 50 times. I haven't watched anything 100 times in Solada.
Yeah,
50 times, 20 times.
I only watched a movie once, I think.
You've never watched a movie on repeat? You're not a movie person at all?
Not really. I watch it for like time pass.
Sorry, I'll change the question. Your favorite movie that you ever watched?
Favorite movie? Chak De India.
Chak De India. Chak De India. Some movie. Nice movie. The reaction was not a movie. Romba pudikku enakku andha padam. Shah Rukh Khan la. Okay. One song that's always been on your playlist.
Hindi song. Ya Ali.
Huh?
Ya Ali. Hindi song.
Which movie?
I don't know which movie. You don't know Hindi, no?
So why I don't know Hindi?
When you're asking, such a famous song that is.
I might have not heard it. That doesn't mean I don't know Hindi, no?
Yeah, Ali.
So now you said Tamil song, I don't know. Now Tamil theriyadhu, you know Tamil, no? Like that only.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. A special moment with your wife and kids that changed your perspective on life.
Special moment would be to having the first kid, no? That changed my perspective on life.
Okay, that is the next question, I think. One thing that fatherhood has taught you that cricket never could.
Patience.
Patience. For what?
For a lot of things, you know better, I would say.
No, my patience levels are very horrible. That's why I asked you.
No, I've become very patient and understanding of how others think, and thinking from others' point of view, from the mother's point of view, from the wife's point of view. So a lot of things.
A lot of sleepless nights, bola. Okay.
Not sleepless nights. I had decent sleep.
Okay. Your go-to cheat meal after a match. Hey, by the way, This question brings back everything that Karun Nair is all about. Karun is so particular about his food.
அப்படியா?
Correct. நான் பார்த்த வரைக்கும் running 10, you will run 10 laps, then you will come back, you will eat only this much amount of chicken, then you will again run in the evening, then you will do gym, eat only this much, that you used to do, no? But of course, I know you have a sweet tooth.
Long time ago that was.
Okay. What is your all-time favorite cheat meal?
Cheat meal all-time favorite would be, I think, butter naan, butter chicken.
Butter naan, butter chicken. Okay, super. Dhoni kuda butter chicken தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
அப்படியா? I have lot of cheat meals. This is just one of
One of them. Okay, what are your other cheat meals?
All kinds of junk.
Your eating is your basic
I like
Achilles.
eating. That's why I was running so much, because I could eat after that. In front of you, I couldn't eat that.
Karun, now selections coming up. Your India Tour of England selection வருது. What will happen if in case you don't get selected? What will be running through your head?
I have not thought about that. I've only thought about what will happen if I get selected.
Okay, what will happen? Okay, what do you feel like if you get selected?
I feel very proud, and I'll feel like it's one of the greatest comebacks ever. From where I was to, if I can make it, it will be amazing, and it will be a very proud moment for me. So if I don't, I'll be obviously sad, devastated, to say the least, I think. And
Devastated or a matter of fact, devastated. I really like it. The reason I asked you is a lot of people will be having expectations that I should get selected. There is no way I shouldn't get selected. There's a lot of clamor now. There's a lot of people that's actually obviously pitching for you to be selected. But at the same time, there will be a lot of people in different walks of life that will also want selections or want approvals from people, might not get it. So it is sport teaches you everything in life. That's why I asked you what will happen if you take this route or this route. Obviously, it must be very hard if you don't get selected. But will you go back to first class cricket and say I'll knock the door down again? What will be your thought process?
That will probably be one of my thoughts, and how long would I want to do that would be the next thought. So again, like I said, maybe I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I don't know if I will be sane enough to even
Think about it.
All I'm thinking about is the good things, and the next day, how I can get better the next day. So it will be hard. It will be very, very hard. That will be the least. I don't know, quite honestly.
But from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best, and I really do hope that you get selected, because that will be one hell of a journey, and it is a journey that will symbolize how life is for most people that are watching the game, watching the sport, and even going through some tough times in their life. I really wish the best for you. I can't really gift you a test selection, but I do have a gift hamper for you coming here and gracing this occasion of Kutti Stories, and I wish you the very, very best.
Thank you so much.
That's a small little thing from Peter England, a gift hamper.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Ida potite, wear this.
I hope I can get into the Gentlemen's League after this.
No, you will get into the Gentlemen's League, and hopefully you will wear this and get on the flight to England. So that's a wrap on this episode of Kutti Stories with Ash, brought to you by Peter England and our travel partners Thomas Cook. I do wish him the very best, but people who are watching, do remember and keep your fingers crossed for him, because this is a journey that not a lot of people can go through. Having gone through that, you are truly an inspiration for most, Karun Nair. You are a true inspiration for me also, watching the journey from outside. All the very best.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.